Howdy everyone, this is Trisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I created this candle wreath centerpiece. Now this centerpiece can be easily adapted for Advent by using 3 purple candles and 1 pink. So let me show you how I created this and let's get to crafting. Alright, so let me tell you what the supplies are going to be. I'm going to tell you what I found and what I paid. Of course, that could differ from what stores that you shop at and what you decide that you can pay for your supplies. I found this particular floral foam at Hobby Lobby. It is a wreath shape and it is a 2" by 15.6". There's a label so that you can see the size that I used. This particular wreath foam cost me $6.99. Again, this was from Hobby Lobby. Alright, I chose some different greens and some florals and some berries for my wreath. I found these 2 items at Hobby Lobby. This particular greenery and some holly with some berries was regular $9.99. I paid $5 at half off. I got these particular berries. I know they have a specific name, but I cannot recall what it is. It's a regular $4.99. I actually paid $2.50 for this at half off. And then I shopped at a store called At Home and I found these red hydrangea. You might choose to use some poinsettias. This particular bush cost me $5.99. For the garland that I'm going to use, I actually bought this at Walmart and it was only $2.76. It was a great deal for a 9-foot length. It is a non-lit garland. It'll work perfectly well for my project. And I did buy 2 of these 9-foot garlands because I wasn't sure that one would be enough to cover the size of wreath that I happened to buy. So we'll find out at the end of the video how much of the second one I had to use. From a store called At Home, I found these rolls of ribbon. I have found this one. It's a 2.5" wide by 8-yard roll for $5.99. This is also 2.5" wide ribbon, but this is 15 yards for $7.99. Now, I'm not going to use all the ribbon that's on here, but just to give you an example, you should buy some large rolls to get the most out of them. From Hobby Lobby, I purchased these floral candlesticks. The package is $4.99. It has 8 of them in there. I will only need 4 of them. And this is what they look like individually. And here is the label so that you can see it up close. And lastly, I needed 4 candles for my wreath centerpiece. So here I have a package. These I got them from Hobby Lobby. They were $5.99. I got them at half off, so I only paid $3. These are a 10" candle. Now you can get your candles maybe at a 12" or longer if you prefer. Also, you might want to keep in mind that you can create this to be an Advent wreath. So get yourself 3 purple and 1 pink. To complete my wreath, I will be using my usual tools: wire cutters, scissors, glue gun. So I want to make sure that I do have plenty of hot glue sticks. I'm also going to be using some chenille stems, or you could just use floral wire. I also have these U-pins or greenery pins, so you need a good number of those. Alright everyone, let's get to crafting. Alright, so my first step is to place these candlesticks into my wreath and place them right about where I want them. So I'm just going to go and put 2 across from each other like that, and then the other 2. Of course, you can place them wherever you want, but this is where I want them. And I'm going to use a little bit of hot glue to make sure that they don't pop out, and I'm going to push them in a little bit further till this part here is flat with the wreath. Alright, so that's how I want it to be inserted. So now I'm going to do the rest of them, and I'll be back with the next step. Okay, so the next step is to fluff up my garland. I just want to make sure that my little branches are not all crushed and they're all nice so that I can be able to know how much of this I can put around my foam. So I'm going to go ahead and just fluff up the whole 9 feet. Alright, now that I have fluffed up my garland, and I want to make sure that I do keep one side fairly flat and all the little branches are facing outward, I'm going to take the very far end here where my garland begins, the actual wire of the garland rather than a little branch, and it is about right here. So now I can take a greenery pin and I can put that so that it goes around the wire like that, and then I can insert it. Now you can add some hot glue right here before you insert it. I'm going to go fairly low here, put it right on there, and about every 6 inches or so, maybe 8, I'm going to add another greenery pin, making sure that it is going around the garland wire before I push this in and pull it So make sure that this is all nice and flat and it is not loose. And then just keep turning it and continue all the way around till you get to this point, and then we'll add more up on the top. All right, so I've already wrapped all the way around the side part, and I'm getting to the point where I'm reaching the other end. So I'm going to take one of the little branches and just twist it with the end of where I first started. And then I have been putting glue on here before I insert them, so I'm going to do that again, just to make sure that this other end of the garland is attached. And at this point, I could just go ahead and cut this off. And grab my wire cutters, or I could just take it and just lean it upward and then go ahead and wrap around the top part, adding greenery pins as I go. And as I go, I can go behind one of the cup holder or one of the candle holders, go in front of it, go behind it, and go in front of it if I want. So that's what I'm going to do. Or I could just cut it. Okay, so I've cut it, and I can start brand new. Okay, with glue on the tip here of my greenery pins. Push it down into the styrofoam. And I'm going to go about every 6 inches, attaching it downward and making sure that I wrap around these little candle holders as I go along. Okay, so I'm coming to the end where I'm about to meet up with where I first started, wrapping around at the top. So I can go ahead and trim off my garland. And I have this little piece, put it over to the side. I'm going to take a couple of pine bits and wrap them around each other. And then I want to make sure this end is not going to come off. So again, with some glue on my greenery pin, I'm going to pin it down. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to take this little piece and I'm going to start wrapping around on the inside, again, adding U-pins in there, or greenery pins, and then I can continue with more from my second garland roll. And now when I'm done with that, what I can also do is I can look here and there and see if I have any bare spots, and then cut little pieces of garland and attach them in there again with the greenery pins as I go along. So let me go ahead and finish the middle part, and then we'll fill it in. Alright, so I only used about another 2 feet of this garland to wrap around inside, or to finish wrapping around inside. So altogether, so far, I have used 11 feet of garland for my particular size of wreath. So now what I'm doing is I'm going and I'm taking a branch from the inner garland and the middle garland and twisting them together. And then I'm taking also from the top garland and the one from the outer garland and twisting some little branches together, just to kind of help cover up some of those pieces. I am going to use some more from here to fill in here and there, but first I want to put flowers and such on my wreath. Now I also want to make sure that the little branches are not covering my little candle cups or little stakes here. So I'm just making sure that's clear. All right, so I'm going to bring this one up, tie it up, like so. And that also helps, again, to cover some of that styrofoam when I do this. And then just fluff it up all nice. And we can start decorating our wreath. Alright, so now I'm going to prep my supplies by cutting off the stems from the bush at their longest point. I don't know what length I'm going to need. So for now I'm just going to cut them at their longest point so that I have all these individual stems. And I will repeat that with my greenery. And then I'm also going to do that with my little berries by just cutting them off from the long piece here. And I can save this and maybe use it for something else. But in the meantime, I need to put it out of the way. And I will be back once all of this is cut. Alright, so now I'm going to add some bows to my wreath. And I initially just wanted to add 2 big bows on each side. But I decided to do 4 smaller ones so that I can put them between each of these candle stakes here. Or I like to call them little candle cups. But anyway, I want to put one between. So I need 4 of them. So I've got my ribbon here and my chenille stems. And I have 2 chenille stems that I just cut in half. So now I have 4 pieces. And for my ribbon, I'm going to use both of these. You can just use 1 ribbon. You can choose 2 or 3. Whatever you want, just coordinate them whatever colors you like. So I'm just going to make some simple bows. So by that I mean I'm just going to have like a little short tail. I'm going to pinch, twist, make 1 loop, pinch and twist, make another loop, And that is it. And then just pinch it again and twist, and then I can cut off. Grab my chenille stem, and then just twist around my bow. Grab the ends here, fold them, trim from the fold up to the edges so that I can have this little ducktail kind of a shape here on the ends. And then I can use these bows, separate the loops here, to place between, and I can use the chenille stems to tie them down, or I could hot glue them on. So I'm going to make another 3, and I'm going to go ahead and attach them to my wreath between my little candle cups, and I shall be back. Okay, you will also notice that my bows are kind of off to the side. I did not put them center because I thought I want my flower to go right here, and then the bow can kind of be on the side. Basically what I did on the edge of the wreath, the flat part of the top, is I put the bow right close to the edge rather than putting it, you know, right in the middle of the flatness of the foam. Okay, so I hope that helps to describe what I just said. Okay, so now I'm going to take my stems here with my flowers, get my wire cutters ready, and I need to cut them into shorter bits. So I'm going to cut that, and then I'm going to cut right above where this other leaf is, so I can have 1, 2, 3 bits like that. And I'll do the same with the other 3 pieces because I want 4 flowers. So I can take this one and I can just put a little bit of hot glue on the stick itself and then insert it right into the styrofoam. And just deep enough so where it's sticking out like that a little bit. There we go, just like that. And then I can get the leaves, and I'll just trim this one a little bit because it's a little long. And I'm going to put 1 on each side, and then I'll do the same thing with the other 3 flowers that I'll put around. Alright, so as you can see here, I've added all the flowers, and the leaves are with the flowers. Now I want to fill in with some of this greenery that I have here. I'm going to take a stem that has the little berries. These little leaves on these stems happen to slide up, so I don't have to cut, you know, to make 2 different stems. I can just have one nice full stem here. So what I'm going to do is just going to cut it shorter. And then of course with some hot glue on there, I can tuck it in here and there wherever I feel like I need some filler, maybe on the sides here. Just keeping in mind that I don't cover where the candle is going to go. So just keep an eye where you have those little cups. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and continue filling my wreath. And that's going to be up to you how much you want to add on to yours. Alright, now that you have filled in the flowers and all the greenery that you want to add to your wreath, you can look at any spots that look like they might be a little bit bald. Like here on the sides, here on the bottom, I can take extra pieces like the leftover garland and then just cut off pieces like so, bend them, and use a greenery pin right where you bent it, and then just tuck it in. And I would of course tuck it in with some glue, and then just fix this nicely. Fluff it up and fill in any bald spots that you feel like you need to fill. Okay, so what I've done now is I've cut the stems, the berries, so that I have smaller pieces rather than having those big pieces. And then I can just glue them wherever I want to add some addition to my decor, just making sure that nothing's going to cover my little candle cups. And I'm also going to spray this with some snow spray. Like I said, that's completely optional. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these in there. Alright, so that's what I'm going to add. I added 4 of these little bits. I'm going to save these for another project. And there we go. So just add as much as you want or as little as you want. Now I'm going to go ahead and spray it with my snow. And now I'm going to let this dry up and we're going to come back and put our candles in it so we can complete our candle wreath centerpiece. All right, everyone, I am finishing up my centerpiece by adding my candles into the little holders here, and as you can see, that looks really lovely. And like I said, you could do this for Advent and add 3 purple candles and 1 pink, or whatever color you choose to do. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up, and you know what? I think I'm going to be taking this over to my mom. I think she would really love this. So leave a nice comment down below and let me know what you think of my project. Will you be doing something similar? Have you already done so? And if you have any pictures, you can go over to my Facebook, Trisha's Creation, and follow me there, and you'll be able to load up your picture in a comment so you can show that to everyone. And even if you have some recipes, you can share that as well. All right, everyone, make sure you subscribe, hit that red subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell so that you get notified of my videos, which I put up 2 every week. And as a matter of fact, through all November, I am doing 2 craft videos for Christmas all through the month of November. So I hope that you've been enjoying that. Thank you all again one more time. Please share on your social medias. Be kind, respectful, share the love, and as always, enjoy.